Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So June is officially done and it went by so quickly, and it's that time again to do a monthly favorites video. I did take time this month to just do a little bit of a mid-year reset without kind of starting over, more of a deep dive shadow work sort of thing, and I actually produced or created an entire series of shadow work, so go check that out if you already haven't. And other than that, I don't think I did much consuming in terms of media, in terms of buying and consuming goods. Aside from taking myself out on a lot of dates and eating a lot, I didn't consume a lot of products. I did stop myself from going shopping unnecessarily. I honestly just went out for the necessities, but I did practice some gratitude by using and utilizing a lot of the things that I already have. And the things that I did stumble upon this month that I bought is very exciting, and I cannot wait to show you guys. So as always, we are going to categorize ourselves into the 4 categories of technology or techie stuff: stationery, beauty, and fashion or jewelry. And since it's July, here it is almost freezing cold, so I do have a lovely cup of tea here that I'm going to be drinking throughout. And without saying any more, let's get into it. So to start off with technology or kind of techie gadgets, I am going to bring out my beautiful Canon EOS R50. This camera is not a new purchase. I did buy this camera about a year ago, and it was actually a gift to me for my graduation, and I have not been using it much because it was definitely a change from my ZV-E10 that I used to have. The body is a little bit more bulky, and you can change the lenses, or this lens doesn't retract fully, so it definitely created a bit of a hazard for me to carry around every day. And to be honest, although it's a really good vlogging camera, I wanted to use it more for photography, and I did post a review of it, so you can go check that out. It is on my channel. I did a review of all my digital camera videos. I'll put all of the links for them in the description or at the end of this video. So my current body for photography is my Nikon D3300, and it is a DSLR camera, and it shoots in 1080p, which is kind of phasing out, although 1080p as HD is really good. I think everyone is just moving towards a 4K sort of direction, and I wanted a mirrorless camera to continue that direction. And I think the R50 is a really great beginner sort of body. It's definitely not too pricey. It came with the kit lens, and I did get the creative combo, so it came with a tripod, it came with a remote, and sort of a whole vlogging setup if you want to use that. But this is particularly on my June favorites for this year because I pulled it out from collecting dust, and I wanted to pick it up and start using it for photography again, because I've been really wanting to get back into photography and not only videography. A special shout out to my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, because you guys are seeing all my content through this camera, but it has definitely made vlogging and taking photos so easy that I almost feel lazy to pick up a camera now. And I think there's really an intimacy and an intricacy for photography, and so I wanted to get way back into it. My main approach to photography and what I built my photography skill off of was wildlife. And because I live in the middle of one of the busiest cities ever, I cannot escape this place, and I have to kind of get used to doing a bit more portrait, a bit more street photography, and not wait until I have to get into the wilderness to take photos. I'm looking into buying more lenses for this camera because I do want to sell my Nikon D3300 and turn this into, like, you know, my hobby again, because I really miss taking photos. And so that is actually the only thing that is on my techie sort of list. I've been looking at cameras and lenses this month, so next month we might have some good news in terms of some new techie gadgets, and I'm kind of excited for that. Our next category is stationery, and as for stationery, I did not buy too much this month. Honestly, I've been loving the fountain pens and the ink that I bought myself last month for my birthday, and I have been using them. So the only things that I did get this month were some ink, and I did get one more fountain pen, but that is pretty much the extent to the stationery stationery shopping I did. So to start with ink, I got these two Diamine inks. These are the Saddle Brown and the Pumpkin shades. I got these in a small bottle. Honestly, I did not expect the prices to be so good. These are definitely a lot cheaper than the Pilot Iroshikuzu inks. Those are a lot more expensive, and I did buy myself the green one, the Chiku Rin shade, last month because I was really into that bamboo color, and to be honest, nothing's changed. I still love it, but I did want to get a brown and an orange ink because these are the two colors that I don't currently have. Of course, I have to give you guys a swatch because I cannot tell you guys that I got these inks without giving you a swatch. And so this one is the Pumpkin. It is a beautiful orange. It's not a very light orange. It's quite a dark, strong orange, and I definitely understand calling it pumpkin because it is a very bright orange. As for the brown, I did not put that in my new fountain pen, and I did put it in my older fountain pen, my Parker 51, and I managed to get a lovely swatch. This is the Saddle Brown ink, and it is a beautiful dark brown, and I really love it. I can't wait to use it so much more. But for now, I got these two, and I'm going to use out the rest of the cartridges that I bought for my Kaweco Sports and my Schaefer. Next up is my new fountain pen, and I could not resist not buying it. I saw this one last month and I could not convince myself to spend that amount of money on a fountain pen, and so I went for the cheaper or the lower range option because I, again, still cannot justify the hardware and, you know, the thought and the quality that went into the expensive versions of this pen. But this is essentially the TWSBI Eco T, and again, though it was expensive, it was not as expensive as some of the other collections, but it really just fulfilled the purpose that I was looking for in a fountain pen. I really wanted a piston fountain pen because I do have the fountain pens that have that sort of vacuum structure where you literally just squeeze and it, you know, lifts the ink, and that's in the Parker 51 and one of my other Parker pens, and I really love those. Don't get me wrong, I really love them and I really love using them. And of course my Kawecos and my Schaefer have the cartridges and the converters that you can use, but having a piston fountain pen sounded very interesting to me, and I find the whole process of refilling ink very tedious sometimes, and I kind of just wanted one where I can like rinse out the ink or kind of just suction out the ink and not have to worry too much about rinsing and letting it dry and that whole long process. From what I've gathered so far, I've had this pen for about a week and a half or 2 weeks now, about 2 weeks, and I have definitely gathered that this is a very travel friendly pen. So this is something that you can just empty and fill on the go, which again, very convenient, and it is very easy to kind of work with. I did have a bit of an issue with greasing my piston because I had to take the whole thing apart, and don't worry, there's plenty of YouTube videos out there to show you how to put everything back together. But for now, I did put the Chico Rin Iroshikuzu ink in it, so it's got that bamboo green, and I got this one in an extra fine nib because TWSBI does naturally have broader nibs. I don't know why. I guess that's their brand and kind of how their pens work, but they do have naturally broader nibs, so I settled for an extra fine, and you can actually tell that it is an extra fine. And all in all, I really can't wait to use this one more. My very last stationery product is the Lamy 3 pen case, and I found this by chance, honestly. I was not expecting to get this. I wanted to get the Kaweco one, but they had this in stock when I went to go get my new fountain pen, and so I decided to buy it. And though it is for 3 pens and it's got the dividers, this can actually fit a total of like 5 pens in here. So I've kind of just been using this as a pencil case or sort of like a pen case to carry in my bag. Very convenient, very sleek, and lovely to use. So absolutely obsessed. Moving on to some beauty products, I did not purchase much makeup this month. I've been trying to use a lot of the makeup that I've bought because, again, consumerism, it reaches a limit, and I don't want to buy more and just leave it in boxes. So I've definitely been trying a lot harder to finish the products that I have and then repurchase them. However, I did pick up a brand new product that I did actually need and wanted to try, and this is the Fenty Beauty Butter Bronzer. It's called the Sunstalker Soufflé Mousse Cream Bronzer, and honestly, I was kind of inspired by the packaging. I I don't know if I would have reached for Fenty Beauty first as a bronzer if the packaging wasn't so fire. I am so impressed by this sort of tortoise shell kind of coloring. I bought this bronzer in the shade 5, brown butter, and I think it really works nicely as a replacement for a blush, because I think in winter, unless I'm going for that like cold sick kind of look with my blush, I don't mind just packing on some bronzer and calling it a day, because this stuff is beautifully sculpting. It is wonderful and amazing. It's just so pigmented, definitely very creamy. This is the first kind of proper bronzer I've had. I've only had like brown blushes that I've tried before that were in a powder form, and now this is a cream bronzer, so it is extremely easy to apply. I'm currently wearing it on my face. Again, I don't put too much. It's kind of just to sculpt my cheekbones a little and give the illusion that I'm wearing a bit of either blush or bronzer. It's like a bronzing blush kind of situation, and I really like how buildable these products are. I definitely give props to Rihanna for these. The second beauty product I have here, I did buy, I think about 2 months ago, and this is the NYX Jelly Job lip gloss. I don't know if I included it in any of my other monthly favorites, but I've been using this one recently. So I kind of just bought it and it's been sitting in my drawer, and I decided to bring it out now that it is winter, and this is a beautiful like pinky nude shade. It definitely matches my Chanel lip and cheek tint, so it's really great to just bring out when I need a top up. The thing that caught my eye the most about this product is the applicator. It's got a very different applicator to what normal or my usual lip product would have. It's kind of like a plasticky kind of vibe there, and yeah, it gets a good amount of product on it. And again, the packaging, adorable. This one is in the shade Jelly Filled, so I've been loving this one. It's not plumping, but it definitely gives a little tingle on the lips, but overall very hydrating. Love it. And last but not least, we're going to move on to some fashion and clothing items. Give me a sec. So this is a fleece from Cotton On, and this is the Cotton On body fleece, and I got mine in an extra small size. I definitely think I shed in winter because my hair is just everywhere. But yes, this is a fleece from Cotton On body, and it was kind of pricey. It was going for about 1,000 rand when I bought it, and I did get a discount on it, so I'm grateful that I did, because there's no way I was going to pay 1,000 rand for this. I did buy this fleece during, I think, episode 2 of my shadow work series. So if you want to go check out me buying it, I guess, or me doing a little haul and trying it on, you are welcome to go watch that video. But I will say, since I did buy it, I have been wearing it all the time. It is my most used jersey now. It is the warmest thing ever, and the nice thing about it is that the zip goes all the way up to the top, so it kind of zips all the way till your chin, and you can kind of even tuck your chin in if you really need to. And I think it's double lined, so it's got this like woolen lining on the outside and then this like very fleecy material on the inside. One thing I really love about this fleece is how deep the pockets are. I can definitely fit my iPhone 17 Pro Max in it with some other things without them falling out. And I think that really does benefit me using them, because then I don't have to worry about something falling out of my pocket, especially when you have such a big phone, or if I'm carrying keys or anything. I definitely love having deep pockets that I can put my hand into and still keep things inside. So definitely very convenient, obsessed with it, the color and everything. It's black, you can never go wrong with a plain black fleece, and yeah, I love it. Now I know y'all are gonna roll your eyes at me when you see this, but my last 2 products are bags. We'll start off with this one, and this is one of the new Polo bags. I have no idea what collection it's from, but it is new. I guess you could just search Polo Ralph Lauren navy and chestnut bag. I'm not entirely sure what it is called. If you want to know, just leave me a comment and I'll respond to it. But I kind of did buy this bag on a bit of an impulse. Last month I bought myself a black polo bag that looks almost like this. It was fully black, and this is kind of just the colorful version of it. It is a slightly different material. The blue part here is not fabric, or any part of the bag for that matter is not fabric. It is not canvas. It's kind of like a lion material or some sort of like a pleather situation. But again, very similar situation to the bag I got last month. It has adjustable straps, and the straps are arguably a bit longer on this one. I think I definitely liked carrying this one around. Obsessed. The space is also relatively the same. This one did come with a cute little charm, so I didn't have to accessorize too much. And other than that, I kind of fit the same amount of stuff. This one I would argue is slightly more spacious, but I did not get to use it for too long before I bought my second bag. The last bag and the last sort of item for my June favorites is my brand new chocolate brown suede bag from Freedom of Movement. I believe this one is called the Choc Brown Mauve bag. So this bag originally came in only leather, and it was like that chestnut leather that is on this polo bag. But I didn't really see myself as carrying around a genuine leather bag that was that color. It doesn't really suit me, I feel. I really like my bags to be more of a darker color for everyday use, and then the bags that I want a pop of color with, I'll just bring them out ever so often. And so I said to myself a few months ago when I saw their chestnut one that if they come out with a black pebbled leather version, or if they come out with a suede version, I'm buying it. And I think my manifestation worked a little, because I was monitoring some of their work and just to see some of their releases, and during the week of the release, this bag popped up for me. And I was also kind of losing hope with finding my dream Coach bag, because it's not coming back into stock, and I refuse to pay so much money for a Coach bag, especially with the tax and the shipping fees to South Africa. I would much rather just go to the country of my choice, buy the Coach bag there, and have that authentic experience. This bag is fully suede, and again, they came out in the chalk brown color, so the moment I saw it was available, I went the next day and I bought it. And I think this might be my favorite bag ever. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what to say about it, but this is probably one of my dream bags. She is fully suede, and the inside is kind of like a normal cotton lining, and it's got all of the print on it and kind of all the embellishments that you would expect a normal suede or a leather bag to have. The straps are leather, and the brand Freedom of Movement is a genuine suede and leather brand that handcrafts their stuff, and I definitely think that's a little bit more friendly or business friendly. And so the price was also not crazy. The price was definitely within range for me. When I looked at it online, I really wasn't sure whether it would fit the stuff that I wanted it to fit. Because recently I've been struggling with carrying a lot of my filming stuff and sort of equipment, plus the things that I want to film in one bag to a cafe where I want to work, and still, you know, fit everything comfortably in a bag and be okay with that. Most of my handbags are round about this size, and don't get me wrong, I love them and they definitely work for me. But recently, wanting to get back into photography obviously requires me to carry around more than one camera, and my DJI is very convenient to carry in the smallest bag possible. But to fit my bigger cameras in, I needed a bigger bag that's not going to squish my cameras or damage them, in addition to the things I want to carry, whether it's journals, my tripod, any sorts of gadgets and things here and there that I want to take. And when I showed up to the store and I asked them if I could like put my stuff inside, they were so friendly and helpful about that, and I was able to just unpack and get an estimate of what would fit in here. And my goodness, there was so much that I could put in here, to the point where I actually consider this a good carry-on bag for flights. And I think the style of this bag is a bowler bag, so I've been buying quite a few bowler bags this year, and I think there's a trend there, which I'm not mad about. Other than that though, I was quite scared to get suede because of the maintenance you have to do, but honestly, getting over that fear and kind of just using the bag and letting it build its character if something happens to it, that's just part of life and you have to kind of live vicariously. I did obviously buy the mousse and the sealer for it, so I did seal it, I sprayed it, and now it's basically waterproof, and then I will use the mousse and clean it out every few months or so. But I've been using this bag so far for about 2 weeks straight now, and wow, I really have nothing else to say about it, just wow. I think I will be doing a what's in my bag now as an everyday content creator or a filmer, because there are a lot more things that I can fit in here and a lot more things that I carry differently now that I've been doing content very regularly during the week. And so that is it for my June favorites. That is everything that I loved this month, everything that I used this month. And although it's going to be cold in July, I'm very excited to fully embrace midwinter, and I can't wait to film so much for you guys. I was definitely a lot more exhausted from the shadow work series because I was filming and editing every day. But now that I've got my content planning in order, I am going to release so much for you guys, and I can't wait for you to see everything. But until then, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.